Hi, I'm Tony, this is SV Tapatya, and well, the weather's on return. It's quite stormy out. I don't know if you can hear that. I think in some of this week's video you'll hear some rain on the roof, and it's getting distinctly colder as well. The coming weekend is forecast to be 1 degree Celsius high on Saturday, so yeah, temperatures are dropping, winter is coming. Anyhow, obviously this week the big push again has been to get the rudder fittings, or the fittings on the rudder, done, and I'll give you a quick look at those now. So they're looking quite good. I'm pleased with them, although I have to say progress is a bit on the slow side. It kind of frustrates at times. Anyhow, can't be changed. First thing this week, I started giving this a bit of a clean up with some sanding disc things on the Dremel. I'm not a big Dremel fan, but anyhow, I did get up in these tricky gaps up here around the welds and cleaned it up, because I bought this combined top steaming light combined with an anchor light, and this is the one for the main mast. I want to install that on there, or possibly here somewhere, but something on the top of there, and run the cable up naturally in a waterproof way. So this needs a good sand up still, and then before that I need to get some fittings on to mount that top light on there, and that would be lovely to have that combined anchor and steaming light. Sort of thing I've never had before. It'd be beautiful to have that LED technology. It's supposed to be very reliable, waterproof, and let's hope they are. Well, down below here, you'll remember I had ground off the hole where the sail drive goes through in the engine bed there. I'd ground that off because I realised it was basically outside boat and needed epoxy primer sealing in. Well, I've done that. I'll show you it in a mo. There are 6 coats of epoxy primer sealer on there, sealed. Then 2 coats of vinyl primer as a go-between to ensure that the anti-fouling takes well, and then 2 coats of anti-foul on there. And I just grabbed the camera in a bit, also finished anti-fouling the sail drive leg, so it's now in a position of being all ready to go together, and hopefully this weekend I'll get the sail drive back in. And I've just come down below and I've lit the Dickinson. It does a sterling job, and warming the place up. I had it on for a couple of hours yesterday evening, and we're up to 16-17 degrees in the boat in just a few hours. Really, it's a great thing. Well, you might remember from last week that I'd made up this lovely combined brass and hardwood thing to try and keep the stainless tube sections in shape as I welded them. It worked well enough, but I decided I wanted a better one, so I bought a bit of stock aluminium and turned this one up. And then as I was working with that, it dawned on me that it would be good if I had one with a hole through it as well, so that I could get the shaft through there and line everything up before tack welding it. And there here, in fact, is that one. So I've now made 2 of those from that stock, so one solid, one with a hole through it, and they slide nicely into those stainless tube sections and hold it all in shape as I weld it up. So, got some great comments recently, some really helpful comments. I thank you for those. One of the ideas, which is a really good one, I picked up on, was to take those POM bushes out just a little bit bigger, give them a little bit of play just to help everything align. So I ran the boring bar through those, took them out to about an inch, 25.4 or so. They were 25 millimeters, and that helped. And then when I pressed them into the stainless, I happened to have a 1-inch reamer. Well, it's 1 inch on this section, so an old reamer. So I just run that reamer through there just to take them out again to the 25.4. And then it's working really well. The shaft turns really nicely in that bush, and a very, very low resistance. Coming on well. See, that's better, isn't it? A little bit of play in there. No resistance to it. And that'll just give us that little bit of extra freedom. So that's got small. 1-inch reamer. No. Oh, yeah. That's quite good, isn't it? Really? Yeah, it's really quite good. Too much. Is that right? And that should fit in there like that. It does beautifully. And then we add that in there. Somewhere. 5 centimetres, this hard to believe. No, it's not. It's not. There. So now I've got that one with the hole through it, and this one, the solid one. This one's for when I'm welding up. This one's for a lining, so it slides into there, like that. I run the shaft up through there, will be in line. Well, I hope it's clear that the alignment here needs to be, well, it's pretty critical. It needs to be good, perhaps not perfect, but it needs to be good. So I've made sure that the distance between this rod and the back of or the front of the rudder is constant. It's parallel to the side of the rudder. That's important. Obviously, the two bushes are perfectly in line, so the shaft rotates nicely, and that takes a bit of care, a bit of care and a bit of measuring and whatever. But let's come back. That one can come out of there. Yeah, he says, simply pop out of there. Yeah, good. That one comes out. That one goes in. Good. come on. That way up. Somewhere around there is right. And this slides through there, slides through there. Look at that, look at that. Through there. Yeah, like that, perfect. That, oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. But it's come out well, and let me just grab the camera and come in a bit closer, and you'll see what I decided to do in the end is to weld in an extra piece through here, which sort of forms an almost triangle form to it, and hence, you know, a fairly stable shape to it all. And now I have to say I'm very, very happy with that structure. I'm ready to drill the holes through the rudder here, bolt it in place, and it's stable and strong, I do believe. Let's come around and show you that. I'm happy with that. As I say, I've done that on both of them, obviously. And then I've just got as far as starting the two fittings that fit to the back of the boat. Kerry and I did some initial sort of explorations, measurements, just checking everything was in line. But it should also come tight down that line. Yeah? And I'll just show you a little bit. I've just started. Yeah, and as you see, I've just started setting that up, and it's early days, but I've drawn some lines out. You can't really see them there, but some lines out on the ply underneath to make sure everything's square and in line as best I can. The other thing that a lot of thought's going into is the bearing, the rudder shoe that's going to be on the bottom, and I've got a concept for that now, or at least mainly. I think it's going to work, so we're getting there. As I mentioned earlier, I know it's slow progress, but we're inching forwards. And there we go. That's it for this week. Thank you to you for watching. A massive thank you to the lovely people who support us on Patreon and via PayPal. Yeah, thank you. And all that YouTubey stuff, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. Help us get out to a wider audience, and I shall be pushing on. I should be getting the sail drive in this week. I do believe that will happen. I hope to get these two fittings made for the aft end of the boat, so we can see about actually then fabricating that rudder shoe at the bottom there. Getting there. See you next time. Bye.